Hey there, neighbors and naysayers. September the 3rd, I believe. It's Labor Day, Monday, whatever day that is. Ethan wanted me to take a video. We have, these last few nights, been seeing a bunch of Cooper's hawks. And that's significant because we're also seeing a ton of dragonflies. And a couple of years ago, we had a Cooper's hawk that was here. They're little tiny. If you don't know what a Cooper's hawk is, about the size of a pigeon. I would say they feed on bugs by the way they fly around. But a couple of years ago, we had one Cooper's hawk, and it was significant enough that we stopped to identify it. We had Wendy Zdansky, or Wendy Dodds now, from the Soil and Water Office, tell us that it was a Cooper's hawk. And so we watched him all summer. I don't know whether it was last summer or summer before. Might have even been more than that. But that summer we watched that one Cooper's hawk, or what we thought was one Cooper's hawk, all summer long. Just in the last 4 or 5 days, we have realized that just now I counted 8 Cooper's hawks all flying around. So our thought here is that our one Cooper's hawk was actually 2, a nesting pair, and these are now the babies or children of that Cooper's hawk that have come here. And it's funny because as soon as we come out here, they kind of disappear. If you can see something flying, that's what it is those Cooper's hawks. There's a couple of birds here and there, but
or it's the dragonfly.
Or the dragonflies, Ethan says. It's the dragonflies. But then Ethan wanted to take a video because we noticed that we looked down in the horizon both ways from where we're standing here, sort of on top of the hill, and the only place those Cooper's hawks are flying is right over top of our farm. So 120 acres of mostly grass and woodland, and they're flying over top of us, not anywhere else. Of course, what we're seeing right there is a whole lot bigger bird. That's an airplane going into Pittsburgh, slowly sliding in. But I do this all the time. I look at, see these hordes of dragonflies or whatever, and then I go to the edge of the farm and I don't see them. When it makes you wonder, what are we doing right to keep those things here? I mean, it can only be the grasslands and the rough pasture and all the bugs and wildlife that we have here on the farm that keep those things coming here. And I'd promote these. I'd rather have these than red-tailed hawks, to be honest, because the red-tailed hawks are chicken killers. So these ones are too small to do that. So I'll take them whenever I can get them. But it's just interesting this time of year. Why do we have them? And I don't know. I don't know what they eat, really. I need to do some research, I guess. But I would say it's because of the bug count that we have here on the farm. The reason why these Cooper's hawks. And we really noticed them right here at the gestation barn the last 2 nights when we come out to heat check. We've seen them right here close by the hog barn. And they're over the top of this field and they're sliding out the other way to the west. And same with the dragonflies. Dad even noticed the dragonflies today. And you think about how far a dragonfly has to fly from here to get to open water, to skip for water. We got to hire a concrete trough down in the hollow, probably 500, 600 feet from here. And there's a pond at the direction I'm pointing the camera, probably the same, 500 or 600 feet. But yet we've got hordes of dragonflies right here close by. Where are they going and where are they getting water? So kind of really neat. Dragonflies supposedly are deer fly eaters, so we promote them as much as we can, but just really cool. I mean, it goes along with the birds and the other things that we see. We see eastern meadowlarks. I mean, the other day I saw 8, 10, 15 eastern meadowlarks at one time, which is unheard of. 20 years ago, if you saw one, it was something to write home about, and now we see tons of them. So we see the kingbirds and we see a couple other things. Just really interesting once you stop back and look at what just open pasture and grassland. It's not getting mowed and not getting regular treatments of herbicide and fertilizer. The things that start to show up. I guess it goes along with another thought. We made some second cutting hay today. Ethan was able to ride on the rake for once today, and he neglected to take a turn at the rake, but when he got done he said that was rather relaxing. I told him, well, he get a couple years away and he'll get to do it all the time. We'll see how relaxing it is. But I had a thought as we were making that second cut in hay, or second crop for those of you northern folks. That field doesn't get much fertilizer. It has got fertilizer, but doesn't get it very often. But I really should think hard about renting the no-till drill and planting either Austrian winter pea and cereal rye or hairy vetch and oats in those fields. Not because I want to harvest that, but because I just want something that's going to grow later on in the winter and help the soil health kind of grow, and then something that will die off and become a part of the soil later. And the only thing keeps me from doing it is two things. One, I don't know whether I can get the drill or the seed in time before it rains this week and that stuff really starts to go and grow again. But the second part of that is I don't know how I would plant a part of it in a control and be able to really judge it, because that field grows really well on both outsides and then the insides of pipeline. So the part that you would plant on one side or the other is always going to do better than the pipeline. It would be really hard to look at and see. And I guess we tried this a couple years ago. We tried it with sorghum Sudan, but I think I would rather try it with a legume of some kind. It's going to grow into the fall, put some nitrogen down, maybe some black oats or something else that's sort of a phosphorus kind of pull to help that stuff grow. Just food for thought, something to think about on hay fields. Of course, the best thing we could do with the hay fields is graze it, but that particular one we can't graze just yet. So anyway, just thoughts on regenerative agriculture and what we're doing. And sometimes it pays to take a step back and look at what's really going on. You get through the daily grind and then look and go, wow, why are all these Cooper's hawks just hanging out here? So with that, Ethan and I will say we'll see you next time.